Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we definitely are. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty, so let's kick things off like we always do here within this Aboleth's lair. I'm going to invite you guys to give us the recap from last session. I know a lot has transpired. Some dark deals were made, some decisions as well that may affect the party for quite some time to come. So, as always, anyone who contributes some salient information will begin the session with inspiration. Where are we at, guys?
Sure.
Well,
I'll kick this beauty off unless Varnick wants to do it.
nah, go ahead, get your inspiration, bro. I already got it.
What we last started with, we were still on the boat and in the middle of a conversation with this aboleth. Finding out and coming to realizing that it was going to work with us and make some deals in the depths of this Axholm Undercroft. Moving through the hallways up to the actual layer of the aboleth itself, finding out that the old one above the boat was an illusion. Passing a strange creature, my character Uller ignoring it, not wanting any part of it, and just moving forward. Each of us, in turn, accepted the gift from the aboleth, turning ourselves into these creatures of slime and tentacles, but with massive claws and pale skin. A next gift was offered, which my character refused, and some others accepted. And then, in a final scene, as we moved to the far right of this temple area, each of us were given an opportunity to ask for our gift, whether it be an item, an armor, a weapon of sorts.
Very well said, Uller. The dark dealings with the Aboleth have certainly left the party transformed, stronger in many ways as well. Go ahead and take inspiration. Who's next?
As part of that deal, Leonrin partook of the boon that the aboleth offered. And the aboleth told her to drink the blood of this really ugly-looking thing that they had seen walking past prior. She did not get much from the thing in terms of what it was saying, but she took of the blood, and now she has like these little visions of the aboleth's ancestors in their glory days. Also, the blade that she asked for from the aboleth was something to symbolize freedom, and that freedom came from a chained angel's blood, ironically. She was the most reluctant to accept the transformation boon, but not wanting to hold her party back, she accepted. And that's about it.
Alrighty. Well said, Leandrin. Yeah, go ahead and take inspiration. Who's next?
Well, I think something big to note was Zaref's sort of, I guess the word outburst here to try and save or just simply kill this nasty pus creature that was offered to drink the blood from. The aboleth stopped it with, I believe, a whole person, or stopped Zaref with a whole person, kind of warning us, "Hey, don't do that again," or some probably death is going to come our way. In the room making the armaments, there was a chained down angel on like a connected to like a forge powered by psychic energy, and Adriel offered to share some of the burden that would be to craft the weapons, saving its life, but taking several levels of exhaustion in the process.
I think he's sitting at 2 right now, if I'm recalling correctly.
Seems about right.
Yeah, very well said, Varnick. That angelic crucible definitely demonstrated the depths of depravity that this aboleth is willing to sink to in order to see its task completed. Yet what is that task precisely? Gwen, any insight on that?
The task of the aboleth?
That you have been impressed into service to do?
Kill the guy at the bottom of the toilet hole that we got flushed down at the end of the last session.
Very elegantly said. Anything else to add?
I know that we have his name. Wasn't his name like Merrick or something? Or
Malik.
Malik? Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm bad with names, so the fact that I had even half of that
It's
was
impressive.
great.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I don't really know what he is. The party seems familiar with the man. So, yeah. For all I know is he's like the worst Denny's manager known to man or something.
Yeah, that is,
I don't really know much about him.
that's very fair. You certainly, joined our campaign after the party's initial meeting with this creature. Would anyone else like to add a little bit more about what's going on within the heart of the mountain?
Well, how to describe it? I believe it was like a big hand, like we were shown, like in the image, if I'm wrong. Kind of leaking phasers.
Indeed, when the party stumbled upon that shrine of Demathuin and used it to cast contact other planes, I believe it was Adriel who was shown the vision of what sleeps within the heart of the mountain. He saw a vision of Malik bent over an enormous body, working through it almost by magic as if to excavate the corpse. The body itself leaking phasers from its wounds.
Okay. So, full corpse.
Was the
The-
aboleth? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Was the aboleth's chamber filled with phasers?
Yes.
Hmm.
As have all of the tunnels that you have followed in order to reach it. Each of these arcane boreholes that have been cutting through the mountain. What you understand now to be the path of Malik's journey, Phasers has been billowing up through these the entire time, even up into Axholm and beyond.
Also, I can cast Revivify. Varnick, give me Diamond.
Very well said. On that note, we'll continue the session. As the levels of the waters begin to further recede from the aboleth's chamber, flushing downwards, as Gwyn so eloquently said, the mucal lock removed. The party, at the precipice of their journey, I know that last session we ended by saying that you had begun your delve into the underwater Underdark here. However, I just want to double check and make sure that we have no further preparations, no further business to conduct within the lair of Urak Vex before we press forward.
Well, I guess other than handing off the diamond, Lynn would request nothing else.
Very good.
Yeah.
Everyone set to travel?
Yep.
Is this man going to be gracious enough to let us have, like, a little nappy nap in here? Because I can do another infusion. That's 8 hours, but...
Yeah, if the party wishes to request a long rest from Urak Vex, you are welcome to roleplay that out.
No. Let me find it. Cat, get off my desk.
Is that your intention, or
I was trying to find the list of them, and I always forget where it is.
the list of
on
dwarven slang?
Oh yeah. No,
I respect it.
if I wanted to insult the man, I could, off top of me own noggin. It's only slightly dense, right? I get most of the dwarven in there. Uh,
Sorry, what are you looking for then?
oh. You know what? Never mind. A bird's whispering in my ear and telling me bad idea. So.
Very good. In that case, it sounds like the party is ready to press forward. As you begin to descend into the waters below, you hear Urak Vex's voice within your own minds, the wisps of his mucus clouding around you as you begin to descend into this borehole. You hear him say, "Remember, purpose, promise, service, passage. Fulfill the bargain, and these will be yours."
So you said this thing did recognize me speaking in Dwarven, right? So I can't just like throw out some like Dwarven slurs relating to Slug and him, right?
I mean, you certainly could if you want.
Yeah. No, we won't.
Very good. It sounds as though the party has no response to the great worm. As you begin to descend, it is as it ever was. A long, thin line, no longer 45 degrees, but straight down. 8 foot in diameter. The borehole, as though the stone has simply been annihilated, removed from existence. No sign of quarrying, no sign of the dust of disintegration. As you begin to press through the murky water, wisps of the ghost white mucus around you moving with the currents, you can feel yourself being drawn downward by the natural weight of the water, yet your own bodies are accustomed to it now. The gilled throats, the fish-like skin, the webbed hands, the claws which let you pull yourself along the smooth stone walls. Where are the party's minds at currently? As you begin to descend through this borehole, there is very little to interrupt the silence of your own thoughts. No natural formations within the cavern. No flora, no fauna. Simply a deep tunnel and your own ambitions to fill it. What are your thoughts?
Gwen is mentally praying for forgiveness to Moradin, basically on repeat the entire time.
Gwen, you feel as though you've truly transgressed against your ancestors, do you?
Yep. It's undwarven. This is the worst thing she could have done. She might as well have just turned the musket on herself before doing it.
Yet why would you do this? Your purpose within this place. Surely there is some honor in that.
There's a bit of hope. That's why she did it. But it's one of those things where you do it and then kind of think, why did I do that?
Do you feel deceived, tricked, or simply overwhelmed by the creature's natural charisma?
More like just the image of a flourishing Axholm is enough to like the pull of that kind of pushes her onwards into her actions.
Very good. Uller, Leandrin, Varnick, any thoughts to share about your current predicament?
It's not the first. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I natural as this is, Barnick would hate to see this last long term, but almost is used to swapping bodies at this point. It is disgusting, however.
Very well said. From Furbolg to sentient weapon to warforged, and now this. You've gotten your flesh back, but at what cost? You begin to wonder whether a transformation such as this is even reversible. But that's a thought for another time. The task lays before you. Uller, Leandrin, any thoughts to share?
It's not the first time that Leandrin has taken a deal from a greater evil. And she keeps thinking, well, I'm free to have made this choice. Perhaps I am living out my freedom, though my freedom always lands me in the service of others. I would just like things to be different sometimes. And by different, she is going to imply where she would be the one in control, not necessarily anything else.
From vampire.
She's going. Oh, yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
Go on.
She's going to be thinking, I've traded a lot for what I am now. Traded even more for what I've become. At this point, when is life going to come to collect? Take away this half-life I've been granted. Is it going to be forever? Sure as hell hope not. I'm only a child. Or at least by the Elven standard. Why can't I have just enjoyed that life of freedom that I was entitled to? Why couldn't my mom and dad still be here?
Whether you're a vampiric adoptive father, whether an assassin like Dreamless Sleep, whether a monster like Urak Vex, it certainly seems that you do have a penchant for entering into bargains that are not to your benefit. Yet, perhaps this time will be different. Perhaps this task will be worth the sacrifice. You cannot possibly know what awaits you within the heart of the mountain, however. Uller, your thoughts are not your own in this moment. For the first time in a long time, you hear the voice of the passenger who is with you always. Your executor, Broll of the Black Hand. You hear the cool voice like steel floating through your thoughts, counterpoint to what you think yourself. What are your thoughts on the subject?
First thought, as we start moving down this hole, without a doubt, is, did it get rid of the blue?
Uller, you are no longer a furry blue bunny from your previous exposure to Phasris. You are now a thin, grayish, fish-like being with long ears, almost resembling seaweed, floating out from the back of your rabbit-shaped skull.
So, cross between a seahorse and a rabbit. Sounds great.
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself as we continue down here, anything I must do to continue forward must be done. And I'm thinking to myself, half second guessing, should I have just taken the boon, but then pushing that out of my mind, saying I'm not going to feed off that creature's strength. I have enough of my own. And these creatures that were currently around this aboleth is able to tap into people's minds, is able to see into their thoughts and kind of talk to them telepathically. Having this armor that is on me currently, that was given to me from this aboleth that's made from these psionic scales, I would try to push whatever magics I have into it to see if I can reverberate and push thoughts into people.
Very good. As you have those considerations, that cool voice echoes within your mind. Consider, Uller, the tribulations of the dead three. Tell me, was the tyrant granted his boons, or did he claim them with his own strength?
He took everything.
The very lifeblood of primordials. Their hearts, their bones, they became the edifice upon which his throne was founded. This doom you have sought for yourself is divine punishment. You shall receive no succor from the church in this matter. You have dug yourself a grave beneath this mountain. Let us see if you have the strength to claw yourself from it.
Does Gwen get a response from Moradin at all? Or feel anything in the way of that?
Go ahead and make a religion check, Gwen. With a 12. You feel sorrow. The same sorrow that you feel for yourself multiplied 100-fold. For your own sake. You cannot say whether it is your own sorrow, or whether the Forge Father mourns along with you. Yet, within your prayers, you remember your purpose within this place. And you know that if there is any redemption to be found, it shall be within the honor of fulfilling that purpose. You mourn, certainly, but perhaps prematurely. A Hammerstone knows that when there's work to be done, and it's time to get to it, Uller, the last thought that your patron shares with you is this. In danger there is opportunity, as I'm certain you are aware. Tell me, do you understand what the Wild Scourge seeks within this place?
I'm not sure what it seeks. I know that it must be removed so that we can make our own dealings here.
The corpse that sleeps below. I task you with a geese. You shall desecrate the body in Bane's name, and the heartstring will be harvested. You will return it to me. Do you understand?
I do. And in that moment, the helix dagger that he received, that's made of that dark obsidian. He takes it from his side pouch and stuffs it into the front of his new armor, making sure that it's close by so that he has it nice and easy access.
Very good. Your patron takes this as a sign of acquiescence, and once again, the voice floats from your mind. As the party presses downwards, eventually, the borehole ends. And once again, you find yourself in a network of completely flooded, phase-less, clouded, natural caverns. Murky water, ghostly white mucus about, and within the first of these caverns, you see carnage. You see at least a dozen or so creatures, almost unidentical to body construction, such as yourselves. The other spawn of the Aboleth, its other servants. Urekvex told you that he had sent scouts, that they had not returned, and you can see why. You can see the fish-like flesh, the mucal muscle ripped to shreds, floating like fish chum within the belly of the cavern before you.
Can I investigate their kind of remains to see like how they were destroyed,
Make a medicine
how
check.
they were attacked? Can I use guidance on that?
One more time?
Can I use guidance on that?
Certainly. With a 20, Varnick, as you look toward the shattered remains, you can see places where the flesh has been bitten, gnawed at, by some sort of beaked creature. Immediately, you're put in the mind of a large squid or octopus, yet you cannot imagine that any such creatures would live within a place like this so recently flooded. You consider it a little longer. Go ahead and make me a nature check with advantage. You're welcome to toss guidance on that as well if you wish. With a 21, you consider it for a moment, your knowledge of the denizens of the Underdark, and as you look at one of the corpses, you see where the limbs have not been gnawed, but simply ripped off. The striations of muscle and tendon pulled and snapped, and suddenly you put it together. Dark mantles. Must be. Those octopoid, floating, flying beings of darkness that grapple, suffocate, bite. They're ambush hunters, you know. And as you look at the darkness of the chambers ahead, you think that this would be a very good home for such creatures.
Is this just a straight hallway still, or did we get into a little bit of an opening?
You have moved out of that arcane borehole that went down about 400 or 500 feet, and you have made it into, once again, a network of natural caverns within the Underdark.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna ask everyone: is everyone familiar with what a dark mantle is?
Zareth turns his head up and says, "No, I've never seen a creature like that before. Is it dangerous?"
I guess the best way to explain it is a flying melee roper.
Adriel looks
That's
back and
smaller.
goes, "Haha, that doesn't sound good. Are they friendly, maybe?"
I'm just gonna look at the corpses we have over here in front of us and turn back. Don't seem like it.
But they're full, right? They're full. They just ate. You don't know some old like Furbolg trick? Maybe you just tickle the tentacle in just the right way, and they, no.
You know, maybe.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Let's be on.
Are they
Hardware.
actually aberrations? Or are they monstrosities?
I actually need to look that up myself. Give me a moment.
When would you say? If it ain't gonna bother us, then let's be on our way. I want to be done with this as fast as possible. I don't care about some random creature.
What I'm saying is, that's probably going to attack us when we go through here. And they can blend into the walls seamlessly.
Things that
Mhm.
we can't see, things that attack from the darkness, often are the most dangerous.
We can see it, right? We're looking at it?
At what
Or
side?
are we looking at its tentacles?
Oh, you were looking at the carnage that has been left by creatures like these attacking aboleth spawn.
Oh, I thought we were looking at it, because we could see it.
Well, if you have a way to keep a heads up coming through here, be about the time to do it.
Can I just do a perception check, try to see how far I can see out here into these different tunnels?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back and give myself some guidance.
18. As you look through the labyrinthine passages before you, no more than 30 or 40 feet at the utmost before they bend off and your line of sight becomes obscured. It's difficult, of course, to see even that with the degree of obscuration from the murky water and from the Phaserus billowing up through it.
Well, I'm going to do one more thing. Something that's proved well so far. I'm going to cast just a pass out trace on the party as we look to everyone. Ready to continue?
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, hell yes. I gotta roll it in here. There we go. 84.
84.
That looks big and terrible.
That's hilarious. So, with an 84, as soon as you cast Pass Without Trace, as soon as the shadows begin to swaddle the party here, you see materializing out of the Phaserus a large purple mouth, complete with tongue and teeth. It opens wide in front of Varnik's head for a second, almost as if to swallow him, but then it says, "Did you lose a fight with a squid or something, my man? You look ridiculous."
In a way I did, yeah.
Look at those big fishy eyes. Do those come out on tentacles or something?
I'm gonna kind of like try.
Did you try to extrude an eye stalk?
Yes.
Go ahead and make me a Constitution check.
Ugh. Fuck, that's gross.
Well, that's a natural one.
Does his eye pop out?
It absolutely does for a second, but your one of your fish-like eyes bulges just a little bit too far out of the socket, and you have to kind of press it back in with the palm. It says, "Oh, do you need glasses? I don't even know how they'd fit on you. You don't have a nose."
I don't think I need glasses. I just thought I could pop them out.
Edgar looks toward you and says, "Varnik, is this a friend of yours? Should you introduce us?"
I just met him now. What's your name, friend?
What's my name? Why would I tell you? You've got the memory of a goldfish.
You know what? Fair enough.
You know, there's things that are equally as amusing over that way, and she'll point to all the carnage.
The magic mouth appears to take no notice of you, Gwen. It just continues roasting Varnik in this booming voice that is echoing through the caverns here.
Is it see-through?
Oh yeah.
Gwen swings the gun at it.
So you swing the gun at it, it just passes through completely unfazed. But
If I
yeah,
start moving, does it follow me?
oh, it absolutely does. And it's loud. It's very loud as well. What would you guys like to do about this?
I don't think there's
Uh,
anything we can do.
A poison spray it. It needs to shut the fuck up quickly before we have something worse come our way.
Let me check some sheets here real quick.
Yeah, Gwen's gonna just spray in its whole direction of like violent green ichor.
Violent green ichor in its direction, just floating through the water in front of you, now surrounding a little bit more filth surrounding the party. The magic mouth is undeterred.
Well, that's rude, Mr. Mouth. I'm just coming to terms with this.
Oh, we're fucked.
I guess I looked at everyone. Well, we can stand still and let it scream, or we can move and let it scream.
Varnick, you know that regardless of Pass Without Trace, if you guys go moving forward with this thing following you, stealth is going to be a virtual impossibility.
Yeah. Then it's like, okay, so I cast another spell, try cast a spell magic, and then roll another D100, and then... Fuck it, I'll ball. I'll cast a spell magic on it.
Very good. Roll me another one. D100 as the phase surges and crackles around you.
Cry. Okay, if it was not 84.
Very good.
Val himself shows up.
Varnick, as the magic mouth is dispelled with a final... Oh, I didn't know that fish could cast... You see the phase surge and crackle around you, shooting back into your body with almost an electric surge. You regain your lowest level expended spell slot.
Yay! I get my Pass Without Trace back. Let's fucking go.
Very good. In that case, the Pass Without Trace still functioning here. The sounds of the mocking voice echoing away into the darkness of the caverns. What now?
Well, my spell's still up. Let's use what we can.
Adriel looks toward you, Varnick, and says, I think there's just one point of consideration that we maybe want to discuss, which is, what kind of pace are we taking down here? Are we trying to hit the bottom of this place on one rest? Or are we trying to go slow and be careful? As he points around to the mucus and the Phaserus, he says, I trust this stuff just about as far as I can throw it, and I think my fastball is not great with fish hands.
How do you make like the most perfect impersonation of this guy?
I've been playing with Ghost for a minute now.
Oh, I would rather be done with this place. And quickly.
Well,
If it gets to the point where we're risking exhaustion, then we might as well rest.
Adriel kind of raises a hand on that and says, yeah. On that note, that deal with the angel took a lot out of me. I'm already can tell you my pace is going to be reduced. At least until I get some shut-eye.
To make it reasonable, I guess we'll just go... Well, we'd have to go to a slow pace, right? Because we'd have to travel at the speed of the slowest member.
You would effectively have to. He looks toward you, Varnick, and says, I don't suppose you can do anything about that?
I mean, I could piggyback you the way there, various ways, but can I cure exhaustion?
Do you have greater restoration? I think you're capable of casting fifth level spells now.
I don't have the components for it.
Ah, it's diamond dust, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got diamond dust.
About a diamond?
I'd allow.
I remember because oh well. In that case,
you had diamond dust, didn't you?
I'm almost certain you guys.
I remember
Halia went to Neverwinter.
I thought Halia Thornton gave you diamond
I was
dust.
about to say the dime. I thought because I remember with the Halia thing. Oh yeah, get a new cantrip. Fuck, I need to pick that up real quick. She essentially was like, okay, I'll barter up the deal. Instead of the diamond dust and 1 diamond, you get 2 diamonds or something like that.
Well, you've currently got 600 GP worth of diamonds, right? That's what you guys picked up from
Yeah, that's
Holly,
why
as
I hold on.
recall. So if you want to, I'm cool with you using diamonds instead of dust for this spell in this case.
Okay then. Well, in that case, my first 5th level spell being cast. As in, let's roll the D100 channel one more time, man.
I
Oh
love
fuck
wild
yeah!
magic.
Let's just keep fucking rolling here. What's 51?
Very good. As the diamond disintegrates within your palm, Adriel's form infused with a soft blue light, as you can practically see the strain coming out of his muscles and out of the expression in his face, down to 1 level of exhaustion now. As that happens, the phasris crackles around you and manifests a spectral shield, almost identical to the effect of Shield of Faith.
Well, all right. Now are we ready? We just want to go to a normal pace because he's better.
I want to be out of this farm fast as possible. It is burning my very soul to sit here like this.
Well then, let us move.
Very good.
What happens, Ben?
As the party presses forth, as you begin to make your way through these crooked caves, your eyes scanning the dark corners, looking for any sign of these moving dark mantles that you suspect to be in the area. Let's have both perception and stealth from the party. And remember, Leandrin, you're rolling for Zareth tonight.
Alrighty. Do I get advantage because we're skulking through phasris?
Yeah, this is a lightly obscured area. I can't remember if you get advantage from the feet for the feet on that. Let me see.
I don't know if I do, actually. Let me see.
I don't think it gives you.
No, it just says I can. Okay, so not
Yeah.
advantage, so the 17 would have been the same.
Okay, solid.
Am
solid.
What does pass without a trace do? Does it make it to where
Plus 10.
I don't? Oh, okay.
The second roll was as Zareth. I'm going to have to switch between myself and Zareth a bunch today.
So the lowest is 22.
I'm not using guidance on anything. I don't. It rolled because it was checkmarked.
Okay.
Just so that's where I'm not chanting down the hallway as we just got rid of that mouth.
Yes. Uller, you are the first to notice them. A small pod of the octopoid creatures nestled into a small pocket within the ceiling. You can see their forms pressed flat against it, looking only so much like a tiny deformation in the coloration of the cave's walls. Yet, you can see their gore-slicked forms from their recent meal appear to be resting. And as the party presses beneath, swaddled in the shadows from Varnik's Pass Without Trace, you do not disturb these creatures as you pass them, unless you choose to.
Very carefully, I'm just gonna go to the closest party members, tap them, put a finger up to the mouth, point up to the ceiling, which also could be the floor because we don't know our sense of direction right now. And just mention to the creatures.
I'll give a kind of a affirming nod, and I'm down to just move by him.
Give me 1 sec, guys. Yeah, we're gonna take our 15-minute break a little bit early tonight. I need to go take the chickens in. I'll be back in just a minute, y'all.
Chickens?
Chickens!
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
grab
chickens,
myself another drink.
He's a cock wrangler, remember? My first 5th level spell slot, Greater Restoration.
Yeah, and it was a restoration to give Adriel back his exhaustion because
honest,
he's too tired.
It was absolutely worth it. I mean, having his speed halved is like, you know what I mean? I have a second one still because we're level 10. Also, I got Elemental Wild Shapes. I'm pretty excited about that.
You know them T-shirts I got you. Did you find any?
God damn, Tahoes are expensive.
What you call me?
I called you a Tahoe, and I said you're expensive. Yep. What you gonna do about
No, I'm not the Tahoe. I'm the Topo.
it?
Got him.
Oh shit. Hmm.
What color are them T-shirts? I stopped. I didn't see them. One black and one.
Oh. Let me see. Now I gotta think of a way to say for like a possibility that I've seen a spectator. I gotta think of that story.
Well, you've seen a beholder. It's just the miniature version.
You know what? Fair.
Nazugon said, Nazu got this, bro.
You know what? Fair.
Oh my god, just called him Nazutator.
Something kind of cool. I can cast a spell, turn into an earth elemental, and then go underground and can't break my concentration without them like also going underground or some shit.
They have to hit you in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have my con will increase to 20. I'm gonna become one of those.
What is my shit? I just like that I now have expertise on 2 of the most fun skills.
Hey, Landon. Oh, they're dead. Okay.
If you guys haven't played Starfield, fucking incredible.
I'll play it when the CBBE mods come out.
The what?
It's a body mod for Skyrim.
Boob mod.
Yep. Well, no, that's UUMP, which I also use, but I don't know if that guy still be functioning. I don't know that he keeps doing the things.
They have booby mods for Baldur's Gate too.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
We love our booby mods and
I
Bethesda
don't.
games.
I don't like them.
That's just because you're like gay.
Gay. Ugh. I'm only gay for $20.
Eh,
Only unsupervised unsupervised gay is illegal to the bro code. Gotta have 3 homies from the council witnessing your act. With at least a purchase of $20. Oh man.
mm. You know what? If Gwen does die, and I bring in a new character, I think I'm gonna play the oldest dwarf in the Hammerstone clan because of the level we are.
Dwarf increase.
Oh no, this one would be worse, man, because he's an old ass dwarf. He's like near the end of his lifespan. He's like 300 years old. I think he was around during Axholm. Like
You wanna hear what my
very young, but around. Yeah.
Do you wanna hear what my backup character would have been?
Hmm.
It was gonna be the dwarf bard.
Yeah. Like this one would hate all elves just because of how long he's been around. He's had enough time to build the grudges. He would hear what happened to Gwen and fucking hate her. Uh, so probably be a very hateable character. Just hate everything. This character is a grumbler. Old
Maybe I'll
grumbler.
just bring Razmir to this game, okay?
The character that's in my Monday night
Mhm.
is an old Dwergar, and
Yeah.
he's he's just over 4 foot, crotchety old man, like as crotchety can get, and is like a cross between the fuck. I just had their names in my fucking head. It just two old actors, really old actors, like a cross between DeVito and De Niro, but much more crash or crass. And anything that anyone does is just never good enough.
Yeah, that's what I would be playing. He would just kind of hate everything and everyone. Kind of like how Wade's character Razumir he brought up. That character is just a rat that fucking twitches with anger the entire time he's awake. Yep. What a beautiful character. We love our characters that hate everything and everyone. Either that or some kind of blade singer wizard that's a drow that's following their one good god, and I can't remember. Like the one opposed to Lolth.
Man.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I would bring Razmir here because we don't have a wizard.
You could
Hey,
play
I can
Harunga.
play Razmir 2 days a week. I don't care.
Yeah. No! Shut up! I hate you!
Die!
Oh, you're a dampier? Can I use your fangs for a potion?
No. No, you may not.
I fucking love Razmir. Bro,
I'm back. Sorry for the late gang.
bro, Razmir literally is like goblin version of what's the green guy from regular show?
Rigby?
No, the
No.
fat green one. Like
Oh.
he's like mom, he's like squealing whenever something wrong happens. I forgot his name.
Fucking muscle man.
Yeah. So, did you wrangle the coxswain?
Yes. Very proficient cock wrangler, as you know. So, where were we? The party had just snuck past these dark mantles, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good. Adriel's exhaustion dealt with the first of these subaquatic dangers navigated. You can see as the tunnels continue to spill onward. Navigation is, of course, our first concern here. The party's chosen to move at the normal pace, correct? In that case, who's leading our trek?
Do you have expertise yet, Uller?
I do.
Well, and you're there, brother.
I guess I'll be leading it.
Very good. Uller, go ahead and give me a survival check as you attempt to discern the correct passage here, following the flow of the phasers.
Alright, let's see if this works.
22 is very successful. As you continue to follow the pull of the water, the billowing of the electric blue gas, very quickly the walls of the chamber begin to change. Not that bluish, grayish granite that has been all around you thus far, but instead you begin to see dull, lustrous, green-tinged stone, seeming almost to pulse with its own light. You can see thin veins of the stone that run throughout the length of the chamber that you're in, a small cavern. Even you, Uller, pulled to stoop beneath some of the low overhangs. As you press onward, I'd like the party to give me a series of perception checks.
How many?
Oh, just group perception check here. Very good. With the 21, Uller, you are the first to know this. Leading the charge here as well, you begin to take note of the fact that the water around you is growing warm. Not dangerously so, but you can already feel the shifting of the currents.
The warmness is coming in front of me where there are no people, right?
That is correct.
Okay. I'll just mention it to the party and continue to follow the currents.
Very good. So, as the party presses forth, after another 10 minutes or so, you find yourselves within this tremendous cavern. Stalactites and stalagmites of that same dull, greenish, blackish stone pulsing with light, sticking up everywhere. As you begin to move through, Uller, go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
And I'm going to add an additional D4 for lucky footwork.
Sure.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Yeah, 100%. If you give me a second. There we go. There you go.
Very good. With a 16, as you're beginning to press forth, a jet of boiling bubbles erupts from the ground before you. And a moment later, as you look along the breadth of the cavern before you, you can see more of these geysers. Dozens and dozens or so. Varnick, go ahead and make me a nature check. If you'd like to make one as well, Uller, I think y'all are both proficient.
I am actually not proficient.
What kind of a druid are you?
Bro.
I am not proficient in the
You wanna hear
nature.
something? I actually had to take it off whenever I became a Warforged. For some fucking, I don't remember the exact reason why.
You
It was like, oh, I lost one, I think.
Yeah.
So
I'm proficient in survival, not nature.
Got you. Well, regardless, Druid, Ranger, y'all are both welcome to make nature checks here.
I'll put one idea up here. Would Gwen's stone cutting matter here?
Oh, that's fair as well. Yeah, if you'd like to make a stone cutting check, Gwen, you're welcome to. Which is
Like,
history with
my-
expertise.
Would
Yeah.
my stone cutting do anything?
That's right. Multiple members of the party have stone cutting. Yeah, go for it.
Actually, we all fucking do. That's fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious. I
But
forgot
Yeah.
about that.
What's our modifier on this?
It's a history
8.
roll with expertise. So I think that's a
So-
17 for Gwen.
History is intelligence.
With a 25, yes, Uller, you're able to identify this. Despite its green and lustrous color, as you tap the walls with your blade, it gives way very easily. This is obsidian that you're looking at. Look at the green glow suffusing it. With the 25, you can only surmise that it's become this way thanks to its exposure to phasers. You're not entirely sure how its properties might have been altered, but you get the sense that there is definitely an innate magic in this stone now. With the 25, you would of course know that obsidian is formed near volcanoes, geothermal vents where lava meets water.
Can I
Uh,
take it?
One more time?
Unless someone else wants it, can I take it? I could probably make some shit with that. Magic obsidian.
Oh, I mean, there's tons and tons of obsidian in here. It's only a question of how much you would like to try and harvest. You can see that the largest deposits are these large columns that are scattered throughout the chamber.
Using like flint knapping techniques enough that I'd be able to make like maybe 5 tools, be it an axe head or, a dagger or spearhead.
Yeah, very good. If you wish to do so, you will of course need to advance a little further into the chamber, navigating these geothermic vents. How would the party like to approach?
Be cool with that?
Sure. I'm just looking to see if there's something I can help with.
Imagine if
these geothermic vents that are just pushing out heat, it's just hot heat coming out, or is it some sort of...
You can see boiling bubbles coming from cracks within the chamber. Something else to note with the 25 is that this chamber is rather precarious. You suspect that the super cooling of what were originally veins of magma in this area, when the water came through here, the steam pressure probably did no favors to the integrity of the stone.
With that, I'm going to swim as fast as I can over to Gwen and stop the farming of minerals. No rock and stone. Gwen, I don't think this is a good idea. I know that obsidian might be useful, but look at the walls. Look at the way that everything is. It's brittle. One wrong move, you might push the walls out and, well, might as well stop our adventure.
I don't need to mine, I just need chunks of it.
You can
Just picking it up.
You can see that although the walls of the chamber might be rather precarious in their current state, the columns of obsidian that are scattered throughout the area could probably be safely removed without doing any more structural damage.
Would there not just be like rather large chunks of obsidian just hanging around? I don't know how obsidian forms.
Obsidian is formed when magma is introduced to water and is super
Well, I
cooled.
mean the formation.
So, for that reason, given the fact that these deposits have formed very recently, no, there has not been any seismic activity that would cause chunks of this to be laying around right now. You would need to harvest it if you wanted to access it.
Right.
These vents are constantly going off in different areas.
Intermittently, yes. You think that certainly if you wanted to swim past, you could all probably risk an acrobatics check or a dexterity save. Though perhaps you could study the patterns as well, and attempt to be more calculated about this.
I am going to, while Gwen does Gwen's thing, I'm going to take one of the spears from my quiver, fasten the obsidian dagger that I have, the helix dagger, to the end of it, put it over a vent, and stare down the hallway and try to figure out the patterns, hoping that the vent goes off and heats up and superheats my blade, just to see what would happen to it.
Very good. As you move toward one of these vents, as the heat is produced from it, you do not see any physical change to the end of the blade, just a little bit of cracking within the spear from the change in pressure. The blade, magical, is not likely to be cracked by any sudden changes in pressure, and the heat applied from these vents is only enough to create obsidian.
I'm just going to stare down this hallway and try to memorize the patterns to help everyone.
Sure, give me an intelligence check.
Safe, right? Like I'm not risk. All right.
Yeah, I'm one intelligent creature.
A 19 is success. Maybe not your forte, yet in moments of focus like these, you can certainly rub those brain cells together. You discern a pathway through the geysers, and you think that should you be able to communicate it to your party, they'll have advantage on any checks necessary to avoid them.
About how long would you say it would take to travel through this?
Through this area?
Just like through the visible vents and such.
Probably 15 minutes or so of careful maneuvering. Less if you're willing to risk some scalding.
You know what then? I was considering using something, but 15 minutes, it's a little out of the time frame of that. I'm down just to follow Uller's path.
Very good. In that case, if the party wants to press forward into the open chamber, away from the walls and these geothermic vents and toward the pillars of obsidian, I need a set of acrobatics checks at advantage from the party.
Was I able to get the 6 chunks of obsidian?
No, you're navigating up toward these pillars. I will be asking for appropriate checks when it comes time to harvest. Worry not.
Okay. I thought I was doing that while he was looking, so.
Varnick, unfortunately, with a 9, despite Uller's recommendations, despite the path pointed out, you are surprised by a sudden blast of hot air here. Gwyn, unfortunately, a 14 does not quite cut it here either. Similarly, you do not escape unsinged. I still need Leandrin, Zareth, and Uller, I believe.
You have to make an acrobatics check, oh boy.
At advantage.
I'm definitely in the back going, it's up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. Oh wait, that last part wasn't it. Just constantly reminding myself of the contra code.
Come on, Zareth. Again. I love how you got the same roll, Zareth. I'm proud of you.
That's rough. So, as the party moves through, Adriel's saving here, by the way, DC 15. As the party moves through, you do not escape entirely unscathed. Boiling bubbles blasting your fish-like skin. Your skin begins to bubble in response as quickly. 16 points of fire damage to anyone who failed that save, or failed that check. As you press through out of the from the narrows of these chamber into the cavern itself, you manage to avoid the walls, swimming through the center. Out of danger, you can see a passageway that stretches on, Phaserus billowing out of it, as well as this forest of pillars, Gwen, if you wish to harvest something from them.
Alright. For the last thing, if I used absorb elements on it, how much less damage would I take?
8. 8 damage in total.
Alright, I'll do that, and then it charges up my next attack for a d6.
You got
Then, yeah, if it's safe enough, then we're good, and no one wants to stop me. Get the obsidian pieces, 6 of them.
Very good. As you begin to turn your hammer and chisel toward the column of obsidian, tink, tink, it does not crack nearly as easily as you would expect. And to your surprise, when it does begin to crack, it's nowhere near the site of your chisel. It cracks open, first vertically along its center, and then a long horizontal fissure along the bottom of the stalactite. As you see a large yellow eyeball staring back at you, and a mouth of molten magma begin to hunger in your direction. Everyone go ahead and pull your tokens out onto the battle map if you'd be so kind.
Patreon neutral party.
Neutral Party's great. The guy makes fantastic maps.
I am actually subscribed to that one. I knew we were missing somebody. The number was bothering me. There we go.
Very good. One moment here. As
Does it take damage from me chiseling into its head with a hammer and chisel?
it certainly does not with this creature's AC, I promise you. One moment. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you guys for pulling out Adriel and Seraph as well. One moment. Gwen, I'm going to move you over here a little bit. In front of our obsidian roper friend. As the creature's mouth opens, as the eye springs open, you see many tendrils of sharp obsidian with flesh like magma beneath them, boiling the water around. As that happens, you see more movement within the chamber, as one by one this forest of pillars comes to life with molten mouths and flailing limbs. The party is surprised. Everyone go ahead and roll for initiative.
Come
That's it, I'm
on,
getting
Zareth.
My next
Yay!
finger gonna work. Ooh. Magma Roper.
Molten
Come
magma roper.
on, me.
Yeah. It's funny now.
Or at least a version of them before.
Fuck.
Very good. That's everyone in the initiative. Uller, despite your supernatural reflexes, you certainly did not expect this. You passed the round in surprise, regaining your reaction. Gwen, similarly. At this point, you see the northernmost roper begin to make its move as shooting out across the length of the chasm, the tendrils impossibly long. You see the molten magma begin to flail in the direction of the most accessible prey. As it begins its multi-attack, you see 4 tendrils shoot out, first towards Zareth. It's a 15 to hit Zareth. I think that misses him.
It misses him.
Very good. A second attack toward him as well, a 12 missing. A 26, however, finding its mark. The moment that the tendril begins to coil around his fish-like leg, it begins to sear into the flesh. 8 points of fire damage. Yet, this creature is greedy, hungry. A 4th tendril shooting in the direction of Leandrin. A 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
7 points of fire damage here as well as the creature continues with its attack using Reel. Both Zareth and Leandrin drawn 25 feet directly toward the open mouth of the creature. Yet it seems to be eager for you to join it more quickly as it uses what speed it has as its pseudopod base begins to sucker its way across the stone toward you. That's going to be the end of that roper's turn. Zareth regaining his reaction, and our molten magma roper in front of Gwyn beginning its assault as well. The tendrils leaping out toward your dwarven party member. A 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Very good. The moment that the tendril wraps around you, it seeks other prey as well. Varnick, this is directed toward you. A 12 missing, a 14 missing, and I have 17 missing your AC as well, Varnick. Fortunately, only Gwyn in the clutches of the Magma Roper here on this particular round. One moment. The moment that this happens, Gwyn, it reels you toward the open mouth, and it bites with advantage. It's a 21 to hit for 22 points of fire damage.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
I thought the dark mental counter was scary.
Leandrin, you regain your reaction as well as the turn. You don't have the alert feat, right?
Nope.
Very good. As the turn passes in surprise, our other molten magma roper over here begins to go after the as yet unclaimed prey in the form of Uller. And sorry, I don't know why I marked you as there we go. Going after Uller here. Tendrils shooting out across the bay. 26 to hit Uller.
That hits.
4 points of fire damage as the tendril sears your flesh. Varnick, a 10 missing. A 20 to hit Varnick. Misses as well. Well-armored Neverwinter. And a 21 to find your AC for 2 points of fire damage here. Remember, you are concentrating on Pass Without Trace.
Oh, okay then. Here.
Very good. Maintaining your concentration despite the pain. Let's see. That is... yeah, all 4 tendril attacks. Varnick and Adriel passing the round in surprise. That brings us back to the top of the round with Uller. What would you like to do?
I'm currently grappled.
You are restrained, in fact.
So I want to try to chop this thing's tentacle off that's trying to bring me towards it.
You certainly may target the tentacle. The grasping tendrils, 20 AC, 10 hit points. A 24 hits.
Alright, that was supposed to be at normal.
Well, 22 hits regardless.
22 still hits. This would be plus my... I didn't make it. Okay, so it's this plus I have to add a D. Oh, well, that does it.
Very nicely done. The scimitar flashes through the water with a surge of speed, and you are released from the restraints here. The creature hissing in pain as its tendril is cut off.
Adriel and Varnick are there. I am going to move 30 feet up to here, using my Dread Ambusher left on Leandrin to try to cut that tentacle.
By all means, roll the hit.
And then
17 misses.
This is going to be one fluid motion, so it's going to be I'm trying to hit Leandrin. On the miss, I'm going to use the full go around to try to hit the one that Zareth is currently grappled by.
Go for it. 24 hits. And 8 points of damage, injuring the tentacle, but not enough to sever it entirely. You see that molten blood spilling out and crystallizing in the air before you.
Sorry, does sneak attack do anything to a tentacle?
Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's fair. Go ahead, roll the sneak attack damage. 11 points. With a deft twist of the blade, you sever it, and your friend comes free.
Man, thank you. Thank you.
I think that was Zareth, right? Not Leandrin.
Yeah.
That was Zareth that got released, yeah. And then bonus.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got you.
Bonus action, I am going to skimmy and try to release Leandrin.
Go for it. That's a hit.
Just continuing in the spiral motion, just calling upon the tyrant himself, trying to use the power.
7 points. The cut is good, but the angle is wrong. The tendril, rather, injured, yet he does not part.
Remainder of my 10 movement just moving back 2 squares behind Zareth and Leandrin.
Good turn. Checking some distance. Very good. Gwen, you're up.
Would enlarging break this from me?
No, it would not, unfortunately. It would give you advantage on any checks made to break it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? I'll just release the turret, which I'd assume can just move in the water.
I don't believe it has a swim speed. Let me check.
And then it sinks like a rock, but it functions.
Arcane turret. Yeah, it has a walk and a climb speed, though. So with the climb speed, it'll be able to pull itself along the stone.
How high up are we in the water?
Currently, you are at the floor of this chamber as you'd move down to harvest one of the obsidian pillars.
Okay. Then it pops out, and I'm just gonna have my little turret. I can place it 5 foot near me, so I can just place it over there.
Very good.
Move it there. And it's gonna give me a drill and Varnick a little temp HP shield.
Very good. As the magic and the mechanisms of the turret clank to life, that soft blue glow shields you all as it pulses out that protective energy. 6 temporary HP. Anything else, Gwen?
And that was my bonus action to do that, right? I think.
It's your class.
I'm looking. Yeah, it's an action. So that's my action. Bonus action was do the other thing. So I'm just gonna stuck here for now.
Very good. That's going to bring us to our roper here. Dissatisfied with how its prey has been robbed from it, it immediately goes hurtling those tendrils in the direction of Uller. 24 and a 23 to both to hit Uller.
They both hit.
Wrapped around the arm and leg, the next 2 tendrils shoot in the direction of Zareth. A 20 and a 21 to hit. 10 points of fire damage to Zareth. 13 points of fire damage to Uller. As you are both drawn into its grasp, you are also drawn toward it 25 feet. Leandrin, Zareth, and Uller. As that happens, let me see, I'm going to roll a d4, evens odds, evens Leandrin. Evens Leandrin. It opens its mouth wide and attempts to bite at you. 22 to hit for 15 points of fire damage.
That hits.
Very good. Any
That
reaction?
hurts. I will burn my reaction for Uncanny Dodge, reducing that to 7,
Yes,
correct?
Correct. Very nice.
So
And that'll bring us to
That'd
Zareth's
be-
turn.
Zareth is going to, he's now within melee range of this creature. It's an action to bring out the packed weapon, correct?
I would assume he's probably already got it out.
All right, then. He's going to... Let me look at this thing first. I haven't played a Hexblade Warlock. He's going to look at this creature in front of him and just say, "How dare you put gross hands upon me! I curse you!" Bonus action for Hexblade's Curse. And then he's going to smack away at the tentacle that's holding him.
You get it.
All right, what's his packed weapon?
So that is at disadvantage thanks to the restraint here.
Very good. I will consider his long sword to be his packed weapon.
Yeah, it's his long
Doesn't
sword.
specify. Yep. A 15 to hit.
Let me check here. Yeah, a 15 is going to miss, unfortunately. The obsidian construction of this creature, whatever magic it's been infused with, it has made its armor prodigious.
All right. He does not have Thirsting Blade. That's his action. That's his bonus action. Let's see. Attack roll. Nope, that's it. That's his turn.
That's a good turn. That's going to bring us to our Magma Roper on 15. Greedy, hungry, avaricious, This creature does everything it can to bring more prey into its grasp. Attacks first toward Varnick. 14. 16. A 23, finally managing to capture you around the ankle. The final attack toward Adriel. With a natural...
Was it grappled by the one of the north as well? This one.
Yeah, you are. That is correct. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm just going to roll with that. These creatures are beginning to contest you, pulling you like a rubber band in two directions, ready to snap. As it reels you toward it, it elects to get a taste of you this time, Varnick. It's going to be a bite attack at advantage. 24 to hit.
Absorb elements of it.
Very good. 12 points of fire damage here as the fiery teeth gnash through your arcane shield. And that brings us to Leandrin.
With her action, bonus action, and reaction regained, Leandrin is holding her weapon in her hand, correct?
Yeah, you guys draw your weapons at the beginning
Very
of combat.
good. As per the freedom of movement spell, she can spend 5 points of her movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints.
Very good.
Tendril does not sound like a magical restraint, so she's going to break free of this thing restraints. Just like, get it off of me, get it off of me! And then she slithers on out like a weird Leandrin snake. And then she's going to look at Seraph like, oh god, we gotta get out of here! And she's going to swing down with her new sword, which I have thus named Lintel. And just going to take a slash at the tendril that's holding Seraph.
Roll the hit.
Bloop. Wow.
Off to a fire start. Unfortunately, that is not going to hit.
That was a natural 2. Gosh. Drawing Splinter, she's going to be like, okay, new sword. We need to have some talks. Splinter, here go. And she's going to try again.
20 hits.
This is going to proc sneak attack as I am within a buddy.
Now, you want to do that on the tendril? Proc the sneak attack?
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, I want to free Zareth.
Go for it.
That's my goal.
32 points. Severing this thing with a deft flick of the blade. Zareth freed once again.
All right, and Leandrin is then going to be like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That will provoke an attack of opportunity.
I have the mobile feat now.
Ah, very good. In that case, a quick slash as you swim away. Anything else, Leandrin?
That's her action, bonus action, that's her turn.
Very good. Seeing that you have come free from the grasp of its brothers, the Molten Magma Roper here to the north is going to start shooting those tendrils in your direction. It's 25 as the first tendril slithers around your leg. You are in its grasp. The next attack's targeting Adriel. A 19 missing, a 17 missing, and a 16 missing, as the party's paladin remains the only one unrestrained outside of immediate Roper bite range on the field, I should say. That's going to bring us to Varnick. Actually, it's not quite,
well.
actually. The Roper is also going to use its reel to move Leandrin 25 feet in its direction. Go for it, Varnick.
And just being yeeted away.
I'm gonna break the grapple here by use my bonus action to turn into an air elemental.
Very nice. Go ahead and describe that to us.
With a little bit of air Varnick's been keeping inside of his new bladder for buoyancy. He expels it out of his mouth, and it starts to swirl around him, making him to a massive column of bubbles, removing his physical form for now. Essentially a underwater aquarium volcano.
Very nicely done. As the elemental manifests upon the field, you should have access to that token. That's your bonus action. What would you like to do next, Varnick?
I will then first try to make one attack at the tentacle. My first attack at the tentacle, we got grappling Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just, there we go. Ooh,
11 misses.
Second one.
27 hits. Very nicely done.
Sure.
17 points as a vorpal blade of compressed air slices through the tendril before you, freeing Gwen.
And I am going to try something to maybe disorient it. As an air elemental, I can enter another creature's space and stop there. So
Mhm.
I'm going to move on top of it to see if it'll potentially not target her for a moment.
Very good. Anything else? Look at that, you're
Nope,
just
that is
verbal.
my action and bonus action movement.
Nicely done. That's going to bring us to Adriel, who immediately, all business, scans the battlefield in front of him. Let's see here. Yeah, there's no reason not to. Adriel is immediately going to spend a 3rd level spell slot to cast Haste upon himself, seeing the number of monsters in front of him. We mark that down.
Told him he's not just smite slots.
They definitely aren't. Let me see. The boot, representing haste. Immediately he begins to move with a terrible velocity as he hurls himself up toward the near... Oh, one sec. The D100 Wild Magic Surge as he does that. It's going to be a 63. The moment that he casts the haste, an enormous fog cloud appears behind him as he comes surging out of it like a Valkyrie from the sky. One sec. Fog cloud right there. He is then... Let's see. Yeah. He is then going to use a bonus action on the roper in front of him as he clutches his holy symbol, and he's going to use that to use Channel Divinity for Vow of Enmity. He hefts Eclipse in his hand, and he swings with his hasted attack at advantage. It's a 26 to hit, which does hit. 12 points of slashing damage as you see the first crack upon the stone of these creatures' bodies begin to appear. That's going to be Adriel's turn, and that's going to bring us back to Uller.
Fantastic. I am going to have fun. I'm going to use a...
I just realized frickin' Zaref's a tiefling. He has health
Yes.
resistance.
Just calculate the damage he's taken. It's all been fire.
Yep, so
And go on, Uller.
I'm going to cast a Hunter's Mark. 1st level on the creature in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to... That's my bonus action, and my attacks I'm going to go for the tentacles.
The ones binding Zaref, or I think everyone's free here.
except for Leandra. but
I'm grappled.
Oh, you're grappled still. My bad. Go
Yeah.
for it.
So disadvantage.
23 hits.
Awesome. So I can actually add my little button here for Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, go for it. 16 points. Severing the tendril, you are free once again. You still have the second attack to make.
Am I grappled by 1 or 2?
Oh, that's right, you were grappled by 2. Good call there.
Okay. So yeah, again at disadvantage, going for the second one.
22 hits. Beautifully done. 2 swift strikes, and you bring yourself free.
Let's see what I got. $30... 25 feet of movement. I'm gonna move back 25 feet because that'll give me... Oh no, I'll move back 20 feet so I have enough room that I can run right back up to this thing. I just want to get away from it a little bit, create some space. And that's my turn.
That's a good turn. Gwyn.
I'm gonna disengage and just swim back this way.
Okay.
And so Leandrin, Adriel, Varnick, me, and Uller all get temp HP as the bonus action.
You got it.
6 still.
Anything else?
Action, bonus action, movement. Nah, I think that's it.
Very
I'm gonna try and move further away. How much movement? What's our swim speed?
You have a swim speed that's equal to your walking speed.
Okay. Shit, I moved that. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Good turn. That's going to bring us to our Molten Magma Roper to the north here. Seeing Zareth slip free, he is immediately going to attempt to draw him back into his clutches. A 14 missing, a 23 hitting for 3 points of fire damage. The moment that happens, the next tendrils begin to shoot toward Uller. A 15 and a 25 for 2 points of fire damage.
15 misses, 25 hits.
2 points. You are reeled back in the direction of the Roper once again, 25 feet, and it attempts to take a bite out of Zareth. His flesh may be tough, but that devil's blood, delicious. That's going to be a 10, however. Zareth manages to kick it squarely in its singular open eye as it goes to take a bite, and that's going to bring us to his turn.
All right, Zareth, what do you got for us, buddy? Let me check your spells. He can do this. He is going to use the bonus action spell, Misty Step, to get himself out of the reach of that thing. Does that release him from the grapple?
It does release him from the grapple, yes.
Very good. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 33, just straight back, and then he's going to take...
Real quick, give me a D100.
Oh, yes.
Yay! Fun.
56. As you cast the Misty Step, there's just a small explosion. No damage, but you can see that his hair has been blown back and his face is completely blackened and ash.
Nothing unusual for me. And then he's going to use his regular action to cast... I hope I'm not going to kick myself in the teeth for this, but he's going to cast Eldritch Blast. One bolt is going to go towards this creature. The second one is going to go towards the thing holding Leandrin.
And at level 10, you got 3 bolts.
Oh, I got 3 bolts. So 2 going after this thing. So the first 2 are going to go towards that thing, and 1's going to go after the tendril holding Leandrin.
Actually, I'm so sorry. That's at 11th level. That's my mistake. Yeah,
okay,
still
so
2.
you know what? I'll just keep this easy. 2 at this thing.
Go for it.
I'm looking at the right sheet. 1 and 2.
With a couple of 20s, the Eldritch Blasts ablate against the armor of the creature. That is a miss.
A blade. A
Yeah.
20.
20 misses.
Misses. Okay. Zareth is going to say, "Fuck, these things are pretty tough. We'll need a miracle to take them down." That's going to be his turn.
That's a good turn. That's going to bring us to the Molten Magma Roper here. Varnick, you were correct in your assessment as you begin to flood over this creature, striking it down with these blades of air. You certainly draw its attention. The tendril attacks are made toward you. That would be, I think, what's the AC? Yeah.
21 and a 15 hit.
Yeah. So 13 points of fire damage. I'm not sure if the elemental's resistant to that.
It is not.
It's not. 13 points of fire damage as the vapor within your body begins to bubble. The moment that happens, I'm going to have it make a wisdom check here. It's a fairly wise creature. With a 15, it does note that you appear to be impossible to grapple. However, it's still going to take a bite out of you. An 18 to hit for 20 points of fire damage, and that's going to bring us to Leandrin.
Leandrin is going to use 5 of her movement to pop out of this thing's grasp and just be like, "Oh, thank God. Oh, that thing was hot. Ouch, 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 ouch." And being in this Phaserus-infused water, she is going to take the bonus action to hide.
Very good. Relying on that Skulker feat. Let's see it.
All right.
With a 20, one moment. Yeah, you certainly feel obscured.
Leandrin will swiftly swim in the obscurement. She's gonna sing this to herself. I have to do this. Da dun da dun da dun 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 dun, and then she's going to use her new sword to try and Get this bastard in front of her who has been interfering with her buddies, Adriel, Varnick, and all that shit. She's gonna go straight for the bastard in front of her.
Roll the hit.
That should be an advantage because I'm coming out of stealth, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
27 hits.
Sneak attack procced.
Very good. 33 points of damage. One moment. Very nicely done. As the Angel Blood Blade drives deeply into the softly glowing obsidian that is this creature's armor, you are rewarded with a spurt of magma back into the air, which immediately crystallizes almost like a flower upon its flesh. It writhes in pain as you do so. Anything else?
What's her action? That's her bonus action. She still has a tiny bit of movement left. She's gonna at least have to make it work for her as next meal. But that's the last 5 feet of movement. That's my turn.
Good turn. It's going to bring us to our Molten Magma Roper here, targeting Zareth, the closest prey in this case. 26 hits for 3 points of fire damage. Targeting next, Leandrin, an 18 to hit for 7.
All right, that hits both of us.
Let's see if
Gosh, what's the range on these guys?
extensive. Let me tell you. One moment. The third attack here, the third attack here targets the turret. 16 to hit the turret, 3 points of fire damage. I'm not sure what its AC is.
Not turret.
Are you there, Gwen?
Yeah.
AC 18, it
sorry.
looks like, so that's going to miss. The
I was
final attack,
typing.
you're fine. The final attack, also toward the turret, a critical strike for 11 points of fire damage.
18 plus 11.
One more time?
It's 18 plus 11, right? Because I have to do this manually. It doesn't have a good health system.
The total damage here is 18. The total damage here is 11, rather.
Okay.
Looking up what this thing's health is. Hit points equal to 5 times your Artificer level, so currently 50 HP, I believe. Reducing it to 39.
Oh, 50.
Let's see. Thereafter, the creature is immediately going to reel, bringing Zareth and Leandrin 25 feet closer, and the turret as well. That brings us to Varnick.
I'd love to just imagine Leandrin's being like, "Oh, great! Yike!"
I am critical error on your boy, but we're going to roll with it now. I'm just gonna have to sit and punch the shit out of this thing below me.
Go for it. 11 missing and a 16 also missing, unfortunately, as you hammer against the creature's rock-hard skin. Anything else?
I can't do anything else.
Very good. That's going to bring us to Adriel. Blade flashing with that arcane haste, muscles twitching beneath the effects. Eclipse flashes out 3 times. Let's see, all of which are hits, and knowing Adriel, he would definitely drop at least a first level smite on that crit. Go ahead and roll the damage for the 2 non-crits first. And the Divine Smite on the crit. (29, 28). This thing is instantly slain. 2 swift strikes, the third plunging the blade half deep into its body as a pulse of radiant energy cracks it apart from the inside. Our first roper here is slain. Let me double check his move speed while hasted, which is 60. He's going to fly in the direction of the next roper here, surging through the water, and he's going to use his bonus action from Polearm Master to make a 4th attack. It's a 30 to hit. Or sorry, that is an 18 to hit, actually. He's no longer at advantage, so that is going to miss. And that's going to bring us to Uller.
Yeah, this tentacle looks like it has my name on it.
Very good. 19 just misses, unfortunately. The tough exterior of this creature. Second 19 to miss, Uller. And two more 19s
He's
to miss.
sideways.
I don't even know what to say about that. 4 19s in a row. Unfortunately, Uller, the bonus action attack misses here as well. Is there anything else on your turn?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am gonna sit back in disbelief as that is a 1 in 400 chance on the double 19s, plus having the 2 other ones. Just statistical anomaly.
That is statistically, what, 8,000 times 20 here. Fucking 31 in 32,000 chance. Let's all just live with that. Oh boy.
It's
I am
funny.
going to, as I sit here, knowing that I got all 19s, I'm going to look at this creature and mentally just emotional damage it.
As you mentally, emotionally go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to make it say, hey, do math, buddy. And I'm just going to sit there and wait for myself to get eaten by a lava monster.
As you give this thing the worst stink eye in the world, you do take 2 points of fire damage as you end your turn grappled by it. Go ahead and make me a concentration save on Hunter's Mark, and that'll bring us to this creature's turn. Unfortunately, the mark fades just as the creature begins to... One sec, Zareth was reeled.
Did you skip my turn?
I think.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Gwen, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on the one over here, the northern one.
Roll the hit. A 13 doesn't quite do it, unfortunately. The shaft of ice spears through the water and shatters against the creature's body.
I'm gonna have my turret try and free itself. Bonus action telling it right to move, which is included with the little temp HP thing as well.
Sure. Go ahead and... yeah, go ahead and roll the temp HP. If you want it to attempt to free itself, it does require an action on its part.
Oh, well, I already rolled the action then, so I guess we go with that, huh?
Very fair.
And it fails. So, that's it. That's my turn.
Very good. That's going to bring us to our Molten Roper here, northmost. Seeing Uller so near its grasp, seeing the rest of the prey upon the... Well, not quite all of the rest of the prey upon the field. It's going to begin waddling another 10 feet in the direction of Gwen, as at the extremity of its tentacles, they begin to shoot out in an attempt to grasp her. 26 to hit. 7 points of fire. And 18 to hit. Missing. And the other 2 tendrils in Uller's direction as it attempts to further restrain him. 26 to hit. Sorry, these should be at advantage given they're already restrained. And a 23 to hit. For a total of 7.
Do I get pulled at all?
You will in a moment, trust me. 7 points of fire damage here to Uller. The creature then uses its Reel ability as it draws you 25 feet in its direction. Uller, it goes to take a bite out of you. 24 for 20 points of fire damage. And that brings us to Zareth.
Zareth is going to use his... He's going to use his Eldritch Blast on the tendril to try and break himself free.
Go for it. Is it disadvantage?
Yep. I make sure he have his proc. Good to go. 1, 2.
20 hits, the tendril.
All right. 8 points. Is that all your damage? No, you have
No,
Agonizing Blast.
it's Agonizing
That's
Blast.
13 damage.
Let me fix that on the sheet real quick. Damage plus Charisma. 13 points is enough as the blue flames blast through the tendril here with a display of force. Anything else?
He's going to immediately start swimming back. He's like, "You're gonna have to earn your dinner," and that's gonna be his turn. Not like that, can't just yeet him back.
It's a good turn. That brings us to our dead Magma Roper, and that brings us to Leandrin.
Leandrin is once again going pop out of this thing, just say, "Lindell, I love you so damn much," and she's going to do a repeat of what she's just done.
Yeah,
She's going to disappear. Yep, bonus action to hide. Should not be at 17. Should be at 14.
Very good. As you attempt to swim through the phasers, you can still see the yellow eye of this creature tracking you.
Feeling that sense of failure, she's just gonna be like, "Oh well," and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she's going to take a smack at it.
Roll the hit.
No advantage, so
The 26 hits regardless. Sneak attack as well.
procced.
Very nice. 26 points.
Then she's going to, that was 6, so that's 30, so she has 15 more. 1, 2, 3. Just going straight back and just say, "Adriel, for the love of your holy ass, destroy that thing!"
Working on it. Anything else, Leandrin?
That's her action. That's her bonus action. That's it.
That's going to bring us to our Magma Roper, which is very dissatisfied with the way that you've just treated it, let me tell you. The tendrils erupt out in your direction. 17?
Yep.
5 points of fire. A critical for 6.
Okay.
26 to hit Adriel here. Your party's paladin, I believe for the first time, becoming trapped by a tendril here. And another attack toward Adriel as well. This time at advantage. 25 for another 4. Let me double check his... Yeah, he's got 10 con save, so he doesn't need any minimum roll there. Still succeeds on the haste check. After that, the creature is going to reel you all toward it. The turret included, 25 feet. As Leandrin, it goes to take a bite out of you. A 22 to hit for 26 fire.
I am absolutely using my reaction for my uncanny dodge. That's going to hurt.
Good choice. Reduced to 13, and that'll bring us to Varnic.
Well, my silly mistake, looking at this creature does not, in fact, have a swim speed, so I have to dash with my 90 foot of fly over here to just land in my space on its turn to try to do the same distraction tactic.
Very good.
Is Varnic currently wet?
Is he currently wet?
Yeah.
I think water... he's made of, like, cloud, right? So I think by definition he is made of water vapor.
Well, I'm wet.
Very good. Is that
That
your
is
turn,
the
Varnic?
third. I can't do anything else.
Very good. That's going to bring us back to Adriel, who, let me see here, first and foremost is going to attempt to cut the tendril that is holding him as Eclipse flashes out once again, an 18 missing. A 26, however, striking for maximum damage roll. The tendril severed. He immediately uses his hasted attack to begin to lay into the creature in front of him. 34 hitting. That is actually a crit on the 34, so he's going to smite on that. What would you do here? Yeah, he's going to use another first level. Going to roll the 48 manually. For 24 points of damage. And the bonus action halved attack as he swings wide with the Swyhander. 26 hitting as well. For 11. You can see the creature's form beginning to crack before you as more and more of that molten blood spills out and calcifies in the water. Uller.
Yeah. At this point, I'm wrapped in tendrils upon tendrils, not seeing anything from my peoples around me because I have this creature holding me behind it. I'm leaning on myself and only myself to make sure I get out of this. I'm going to first level Shield of Faith myself, increasing my AC.
Give me a D100.
Yeah.
29.
Give me something good.
Uller, remind me of this on your next turn, if you would.
Okay.
As you cast the spell, almost as soon as the words leave your mouth and the spectral shield of the tyrant begins to surround you, you begin to feel a little burbling in your stomach, something heavy, like it's trying to make its way up.
Fantastic. While I'm burbling, I'm just swinging 2 sword attacks straight at this thing. I'm not going at the tentacles, I'm going at it.
"18 misses, and a 16 misses.
That's my turn.
Very good. Uller, as you shelter beneath the shield of the tyrant, you will wait what comes next. Your allies seem to be winning the fight, however. Gwyn, what would you like to do?
I guess try and Ray of Frost the tentacle that's holding me.
Go for it.
Is it disadvantage?
Would be, as you are restrained. "20 does hit the tendril. Very well done. Go ahead and roll that damage. Which I believe now has a bonus thanks to your new wand, yes?
Yeah. I'm not attuned to it, but one second, I'm being typed too. Am I attuned to the new gun?
Yeah, I assume the party attuned to their weapons before we left.
Okay.
They were wondrous and didn't require attunement.
Was that the case? Oh yeah, that was the case. They were
Yep.
Yeah, they were forged for you using the psionic forge, so that is correct.
Okay. Then it's like a D8 for the fact that it's my gun, and then a D4 because of the gun.
Very nice. A total of 17 damage
Yeah.
on this cantrip here as the spear of ice blasts through the rope of magma that is constraining you. Anything else on your turn?
My turn's gonna give some temp HP to the ones nearby.
You got it. That's going to bring us to our magma roper here to the north. Having Uller all bound up, yet seeing that Gwyn is walking free, it begins to change targets here as the tendrils erupt toward her. A 23 hitting for 5 points of fire damage, Gwyn. The next towards Zareth for 1. And let's see here.
The first one's me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use shield, and it won't hit me because
There.
my AC would be 25.
Very good. In that case, the next 2 tendrils toward you as well here, with a 23 and a 22, also both missing thanks to the shield of arcane force. The roper, however, continues to chew its way into Uller with a critical strike for 40 points of fire damage. The diamond-like teeth raking along your flesh, Uller. That's going to bring us to Zareth.
Zareth is now restrained. Did it not reel him back?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, it would have reeled him back. Thank you for that reminder. There you go.
And he's just be like, oh, fuck. I hate being dragged by these fucking things. And then he's going to, his Hexblade Curse thing against the cursed target. Damage rolls. Does the damage roll have to be with his sword?
No.
No. Eldritch Blast that thing. He's going to do it 2 blasts at disadvantage as he's currently restrained. Come on, Zareth. Come on, Zareth. I
Unfortunately,
had faith in you, Zareth.
both of the bolts go wide as he's being swung around by the leg within the chamber here. Anything else on his turn?
That's going to be his turn.
Leandrin.
Leandrin is going to once in, just pop out of this thing and just like, I can't take much more hits. And then looking at this bastard, she's going to just say, just die, please. I want to go help my friend. And first swing with the sword of 15 is not going to hit. She's going to try again with Splinter.
23 hits.
Splinter, you never fail.
31 points of damage here, Leandrin, as you jam the blade deep into just above the crevice where the eyeball splits away from the obsidian. You can see the magma bleed down, half coating its one eye here, yet it still lives with a single hit point.
And then she's going to look at this thing and just like, fucking hell, what are you made of? Oh yeah, you're right. And then that's going to be the end of her turn.
That's a good turn. The Roper here is immediately going to turn to split its attention between yourself and Adriel, as these assaults coming from both sides are quite dangerous to it. First toward you, Leandrin, 9 missing. 16, I think, missing as well. Or no, just hitting your AC?
Just hitting, yeah, because I don't have any fancy armor. I have
Gotcha.
flame armor.
16 points of fire, sorry, 7 points of fire damage here. The next 2 attacks toward Adriel, a 9 and an 8, both missing the hasted angel. Leandrin, it's going to elect to take a bite out of you.
All right.
24 to hit for 10 or for 10. I'm assuming you're going to uncanny dodge that.
1 second, I had to do my damage from the first attack, and yes, I'm going to uncanny dodge that, or else I'm going down.
Nicely done. That will bring us to Varnick.
You know, since it has 1 HP, I'm going to use the recharge ability on the elemental
Very
to
nice.
then to whirlwind it to just rip it apart, sending little obsidian shards and magma flying everywhere and cooling into the water.
Let's see. It's not. Is it save for half or save for? I
If the
think it's
saving
save
throw
or
is
suck.
successful, on the bottom it says the saving throw is successful, the target takes half the bludgeoning damage, is it
Very
blown
nice.
away or knocked away.
Absolutely. In that case, as you surge over the weakened creature, the maelstrom begins to roar. You see bits of Roper armor and specks of magma erupting into the air around, calcifying, leaving just the stump of its corpse behind. Anything else, Varnick?
I will then. I think I have the movement to get over there. 40, yeah. Start to drift over here. Trying to do the same thing I've been doing. Entering its space.
Very good. Good turn, Varnick. That's going to bring us to Adriel. Adriel is swift as vengeance upon your heels, as with his hasted movement speed, he closes the distance almost instantaneously. Seeing the numerous tendrils binding Uller, he says, "Just 1 second, man. It's not a hat, but we'll pull you out of it." As he begins to make his attacks toward the magma Roper. Once, twice, and thrice, the blade cuts through the air. 21 just finding the AC of this creature, as he uses a bonus action to throw the half attack afterwards, and you know he's going to smite on that.
How many times does he crit?
He's crit 3 times in this fight so far, which is what happens when you roll with my dice.
He just does what Ben does, and no, he does what Adriel does. He just pops off and smacks hard.
That's the paladin's job. Let's see here. That is significant damage. 25, 41, plus 23, 64, additional 13. 77 points of damage in 1 round, as the previously intact Roper is battered and cracked in front of him. You can see this thing leaning halfway split open, yet still capable of fight. Uller.
Let's see a rabbit get pulled out of a hat again and do a spinning attack at disadvantage with all 3 scimitars.
Go for it. Unfortunately, none of these... are these on the tendrils, or...
Nope, it's on the creature itself.
I'm sorry, a 20 just misses. Uller, it's been a rough combat for you, man. Keep swinging. Anything else on your turn?
What's the tendril damage?
Oh, the tendril damage. That's correct. 2 points of fire. Still conscious.
Is it per each, or is it for 1?
It's per 1. You don't take additional damage from being grappled by additional tendrils.
Okay.
That would be nasty, though. God. Good question.
Still just alive.
And that's going to bring us to Gwen.
Alright, the little turret that could move at 15 feet. Who's it reaching that way? Varnic, Adriel, and Zareth and Leandrin will get temp HP for the bonus action.
Very good. As that soft light washes over them, shielding their bodies. Anything else, Gwen?
I'm gonna Ray of Frost the creature.
Roll the hit.
How much health did we get? Thank you.
That's a hit. Remember, all of your dice on this are doubled.
Oh shit.
So your arcane firearm and your wand's new ability. That is a total of 36 points of damage on a cantrip, increased to 72 as in the final moment of battle you discover these creatures' vulnerabilities. The moment that the ice pierces it, Gwen, what happens?
Bad reaction to ingesting forcefully a bunch of frost, and it makes it, I'd imagine, molten core just erupt and explode all over the place.
Absolutely. With a superheated blast of steam, the creature explodes from inside here. Yeah, he sure did. We'll get to that in one moment. As the combat ends, as the many ropers are slain, you look around in fear at the pillars of obsidian within the chamber before you. Yet, to your comfort, none of them appear to move. You think that you're alone once again, safe. Uller, nearly unconscious, your flesh singed all over your body. You can still feel that, and your mouth opens as you spew out of your mouth. Roll me a D100. $76 pieces of silver. You see his eyes light up like a slot machine as the ding 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 of the coins clather softly to the cavern floor.
Well, you have a lot of tricks, eh? I didn't know you could throw up money.
Very hurt, very defeated. He is going to pick up some of the coins and just sit down, kind of tend to his wounds, and shut out himself for a second. With the 3 remaining HP, he's definitely not in a mood to open his mouth.
As the party takes a moment to assess their wounds and perhaps the bodies of these creatures, let's take a quick 5-minute break to grab some water, and we'll continue.
That's cool.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look this up. Can I speak as an air elemental? It has a language.
You have the language of Auron.
I mean, yeah, but like I have my mental stats and shit.
Yeah, they should take that away from Druid. When you turn into a bear, you should just be a bear. Take away mental stats from Druid wild shapes so that you just are a bear when you turn into a bear or some shit.
You know what? I then lick ass and eat honey. Oh, so I can speak. Sweet. According to online internet source, I see number 1.
Yep.
You trust everything you see at face value.
As D&D Beyond says, can an elemental talk? Yes. Wild-shaped elementals can talk and use command.
Well,
Also, I can understand everything you say anyway, so. So if you're speaking Auron, I can understand it.
you know, there's even a second question, which I've never actually had ever come up while playing this game. Taking a short rest while wild shaped, does the wild shape use its hit die?
It'd be silly.
It's the hit die on the air elemental.
Yeah, like do I use mine or use it to heal it?
What's yours? As a
Yes.
druid, a D8. So aerial elemental would be D10.
Yeah, but like, do I use its 12d10 hit die to heal itself, or do I use mine?
Also,
That's what I'm
dwarf
asking.
moment.
Yeah, something tells me going through here we're going to get grabbed anyway,
Probably.
because Roper's a pretty good pass perception. I knew somebody was liable to fail the check even with pass without truce.
If you are able to maintain a beast form longer than the time for a short rest, then you would use the beast hit die,
Sweet.
since you're given them in the wild shape description.
Well, you
Would
know
you
what,
use it
then?
for your
Oh,
hit?
no, definitely
Like,
not.
no, right?
Because
Yeah.
then I would get D10s, which no, that's silly. And I would get more of them as this thing. That'd be effectively a level 12 character. Nah.
Moon
Well,
druids
heal.
are like onions, they have layers.
Mm-hmm.
They are like onions. They are actually like onions. They also can have donkeys following them around.
Mm-hmm.
So according to this, you retain your class features while you're wild shape. Thus, you retain your ability to roll hit dice and heal during a short rest. So your wild shape, as long as it can go longer than the short rest, uses the hit die from that wild shape, as well as you receive the druid form of recovering your spell slots while short rested. So you are
Sweet.
still in wild shape while getting spell slots back and your wild shape, right?
Yeah. Well then, yeah. I could just stay as an elemental.
Yep.
Just use this 90 hit point buffer.
Yep.
Although I don't have a swift speed, I still have 45 feet because I have 90 foot of fly speed. I didn't think about using a water elemental. I don't know why I didn't. I just like, oh yeah, that'd be cool to fly. And I'm like, well, we're underwater. So my
What's a
forehead
water
knee.
elemental do?
Very similar to air elemental. Instead of pushing them away, you just like suck them in, and then like restrain them and drown them. Oh yeah. The ready up.
Yep, I'm ready to continue when y'all are.
How many more hours are we going for tonight?
About another hour.
Like an hour and a half.
Another hour? Okay.
I have to add my 76 silver.
Will you stop, cat? Leave me the fuck alone.
What's up, my kitty witty cat?
Bro.
Just got a new screen for my computer. It's a touch screen, so everything I do on my character sheet is all now touch screen.
That's fun.
It's pretty cool.
Do we have Leandrin back yet?
Been here. Sorry, are we waiting on me? Oh, yeah, we are waiting. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. So, as the party looks toward the molten slag corpses of the ropers before them, your injuries apparent, the phase risks clouding the chamber, the draw of the water ever deeper into the heart of the mountain. What now?
Do I get my 6 obsidian chunks?
Certainly harvestable from the remains of these creatures.
6 chunks enough to make axe head, spearhead, or dagger.
Leandrin will swim, flutter, or whatever it is, over to Uller and just flop over next to him and just say, you know, fighting things suck. Especially when they burn your ass and leave you almost dead. But we persevered, just like we always have, Uller.
On saying almost dead, Uller will turn to you, put a hand on your shoulder, and go, in Thieves Can't go, you're mostly dead already, aren't you?
Leandrin giggles and answers back in Thieves Can't. Only half dead. I still have a heartbeat. Do you want to feel it?
Just complete confusion kicks in as a language he doesn't understand starts coming out of his mouth.
Like he speaks in a language I can't understand?
No, the Thieves Camp.
Wait, what? He said he starts throwing out confusing things
Uller is confused as the words that he is speaking as he puts his hand on your shoulder comes out in Thieves Camp.
Yeah, I answered back in Thieves Camp.
And he understands and speaks it for some reason, which doesn't really make sense because before this day he didn't really understand it, nor speak it.
And then she goes big and just answers in Thieves Camp. Have you been watching how I move my hands? Naughty boy.
So, what's the plan as he painfully tries to stand up but fails?
Leandrin will just like springboard up and just like lift the bunny man up to his feet.
As the wind elemental then starts to speak, as the first time wild shaped in the campaign, I can do so because it has a language and a kind of a wooing voice. We should rest for short a while. There's a little kind of thunder crackle in this cloud form.
Leandrin looks at you and just says, "Where?"
Short break. Move down the hallway a bit, or back up. Well, probably downward, but it's not to disturb the flying creatures or octopoid creatures.
Hey. Gwen will like start poking one of the burns on her body, on her arm, I guess, and just those things packed a punch.
The punch is not even the right way to say it. That was brutal. Were it not for the grace of my weapon, I'm certain I would have been devoured quickly.
You'll be fine, Tagogi. Just a bit of rest and you'll be alright.
Sure thing, Ficalda. Yeah, I can answer back in languages you don't understand either.
Huh? What are you talking about?
And then she said Fakelga, which is a drow word. I looked up that is semblance of red-haired dwarf.
Yeah, and she just I'm answering that she doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
So she's
that's how I
her.
feel every single time you say Fagelgi.
Thagelgi. It just
Fagelgi.
translates to drow.
Oh.
I talk to literally everyone that way.
Fair enough.
Technically, it translates quite literally to killer elf because of how many of my people you've slaughtered over the years.
Hey. I have not done any of the slaughtering. You see, I haven't lived with drow ever. Though I
Drow's a
did.
drow.
Well, I did live with a killer and become a killer. Kind of fail at being a killer. Yeah, I'm a killer.
So yeah, it's accurate. Anyways, big cloud in the middle of the water. Where are we resting? Cause I could use it.
Does this room have the active vents bursting out?
No, you guys managed to navigate the passage that those were in.
Why not here? It's open. We can see you around. There's not a bunch of tunnels coming off in each direction.
Fair enough. Can I, when we're traveling underwater, can I put my turret back on like its mount, but it just remains running?
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
that, yeah, because otherwise we'd have to slow down to 15-foot movement speed in water. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, ready to take the short rest and everybody?
Yep.
Very good. As the party sits down and begins their rest, any conversations or any preparations before we roll our encounter die?
Tyler wants to
Leandrin.
know if there's more obsidian shards around.
Oh, countless. I mean, you could harvest hundreds and hundreds of pounds of obsidian here if you wished.
Could I pick through the ropers to see if something's in them?
Good question, Varnick. As you begin to look down toward the ropers, with your passive perception, you do immediately notice the resplendent hue of diamonds scattered throughout the bodies of these effectively living carbon forges. You can tell that the slag within is still hot, and extracting these things might be difficult, but it's a valuable resource to your party, depending on how much time you're willing to spend here.
This might be a weird ass question. Can I try to vacuum them out?
Using as an air elemental? Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check.
While he does that, Ben, when we turn level 10, my hit dice reset into being the max of what they were. Do they do that when you hit level 10 or no?
Nah, they don't.
Okay, so then I should have just one extra. From where I was at, I was down to 2, so I'm going to go put myself up back to 3, and then I'm going to roll my precious few hit dice.
Well, first off, someone roll me a random encounter die.
Oh yeah, you're
We're
right.
going to start
Here.
doing that. Very good. With the D12, no difficulties over the course of the rest. You guys are welcome to roll hit dice and restore your short rest resources. You can see, though, that Varnick is beginning to investigate the bodies of these creatures, attempting to pull something out of them with a 7, unsuccessfully.
Kind of call over to some of the more earthen-bound members of the party. Gwen. They have valuables inside. This one specifically has diamonds. I think they all might. Although, they're white hot.
Gwen said she spilled her drink. She's going to be right back.
Ah! You know what?
Leandrin will happily walk up and say, I can look at it. I've touched a great many hot things in my life.
Be my guest.
And are you at this one or are you at this one?
Just say the one I'm closer to is near Elemental. Sure.
Very good. Leandrin's going to look and see the diamond, just like, what the? That thing's bigger than my fist. That thing's bigger than my head. Well, I'll try and get it out.
Hey, appreciate it.
And Leandrin will attempt to start prying it out.
Yeah, very good. You can either make a strength check here, or you're welcome to make a sleight of hand if you want to try to pry these out with a weapon or something.
Strength check. So would strength be athletics, or would it be just a...
Straight strength check. Yeah, there's no feat of athletics involved here.
Very good. Now I'm going to... Straight versus that. I will use my sleight of hand.
Go for it. With a 17, it takes you maybe half of the short rest, maybe half an hour or so, for you to pry the visible diamonds out of the corpse of just one of these ropers. Go ahead and roll me a d12. You find, well, not find, but you manage to harvest 1100 GP worth of diamonds from the body of the first roper.
And then it's just like, and that's the last of it. And then Leandrin just leaps into, well, I guess, swims straight up into the middle of the water, and just says, "I got some! I got it! I got it! I got it!"
Well, as I kind of look at it and do like a mental appraisal, that's another sort of 2, 3 revivifies. 3. That and maybe a greater restoration.
In which, Adriel's haste. I imagine during this he would have winded down and just started taking a nap. But Leandrin will look towards the Varnicamental and say, "I can probably, with some help, get another one out."
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back. Party is currently harvesting the bodies of these ropers for the diamonds that are embedded within them. And we were able to get a short rest off without any hit dice or without any encounters on the encounter die. So you're welcome to restore those resources as well.
Yeah, I was here for that. I just spilt water on my desk.
So when you multi-class, you use the hit dice from each class, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I got...
How many diamonds do we get?
In total here, so far, the party's harvested the corpse of one of these creatures for 1100 GP worth of diamonds.
Gamer. You plan on absolutely massacring us or some shit.
Welcome to level 10, guys.
Well, if we want, we can try and get the other one out. I'll attempt with just a shot to see if this one over here has a little more budge to it to try and pull it out or suck it out.
Make another strength check. With a natural 20, you are successful drawing out the diamonds from within the form as you intensify the vacuum. Go ahead and roll me a d12. Another 500 GP worth of uncut diamonds drawn from the body of this creature.
Sweet. How much time will we have? I imagine like the first one's like the entirety of our short rest, right?
No, the first one took about half an hour. The one that you just did was a matter of moments, thanks to the success on that roll.
Well then, kind of just going from 1 to 1. Well, that was easy. Maybe this one's settled. I'm still
Yeah, give me
same
another
thing, I
check.
suppose.
13 unsuccessful, unfortunately. Clearly, that one roper was just a little bit malnutritioned. The diamonds are firmly inset into the body of this last one.
Moment, my fucking cat knocked in my lid of my aquarium.
We're all having water issues, apparently.
Does anyone else want to make an attempt on this body, or should we conclude our short rest?
I'll go for it, I guess.
Leandrin will happily, or Leandrin will help the dwarf do it if they would like.
Aye, here, hold the chisel right here. Winds up the fucking hammer.
Go for it. In that case,
Leandrin is just going to be like a little suspicious in this, but she will hold the chisel.
yeah, make me.
Have you ever seen...
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, have you ever seen, like, the old Dennis the Menace? Right? Where it's like, the one kid's holding the nail, and Dennis swings as hard as he fucking can at it. And he has to move his hand out of the way before he hits it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a Mason's Tools check using strength as the modifier.
Okay. +2, 17.
And expertise from being an artificer, right? So I think that's a total of, 25 in that case. Very successful. With the assistance from Leandrin here, you both managed to chisel through the rock in a matter of minutes, concluding all of this before the end of your short rest. Very fortunate. Good use of time. Go ahead and roll me a d12, Gwen. Another 400 gold pieces worth of diamonds, bringing the loot in this encounter to a cool 2k. Significantly richer, both monetarily and in terms of the valuable spell components that many people in your party use here. What now, adventurers?
I'll take the one kind of diamond spinning around in my body, pull it out the Gwen, and kind of just drop it in her hand.
So I just take
Hold
it
that for now, because I don't have any pockets.
Alright.
Well, kind of look at everyone. Are we ready to move?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Did we roll hit dice for Zareth, by the way?
Oh, yes, I need to roll hit dice for Zareth really quick. I'm so sorry.
You're fine, I'll handle that real quick.
No, I got...
22.
I can get that.
6.
22.
Nope,
1,
that's
2.
back to full HP.
Also, just gonna take some obsidian for myself.
How much are you trying to gather?
Just residual amounts that are around here, enough to forge another small dagger or blade.
Okay, add 5 pounds of obsidian to your inventory.
Yeah.
If you want
Just
Glenn,
nice and simple.
if you want Glenn to help you with that, she would. Arrowheads and shit.
All right.
Well, I'm ready to move on.
In that case, if the party is ready to proceed, as you begin to press toward the direction of the flowing Phaseris, who will be helming our journey?
Before he had a +7, so I guess I'll do it because I have a higher one at +8.
You got it, Varnick. Very good. Go ahead and give me that survival with 27. It's a matter of minutes as you press your way through the dismal passages of the Underdark here, and you once again find at the extremity of a low, tangled series of cave networks another arcane borehole leading you straight down, 8 feet in diameter, the stone obliterated. You proceed?
Yeah. There's no other obvious path.
Very good. As you press your way down, you're leading the party here, Varnick. After about 200-300 feet further down into the bowels of the earth here, at this point the pressure of the water, it's intense, yet your ichthyoid forms are sufficient, suited to these depths. The gift of Urak Vex proving useful in more ways than just one. As you continue, the pressure building up around you, Varnick, with your passive perception, you spot something in the tunnel ahead. The first time you've seen anything in one of these arcane boreholes other than empty space. Dark, forms floating by the hundredfold, stuffed into the passage before you like a whole family inside of a single coffin.
Do they look like the Dark Mantles from before?
Make me a perception check at disadvantage as you attempt to peer through the phaserus.
Is he the only one who's able to look, or no?
Yeah, he's currently leading the party. With the 15, to your relief and surprise, perhaps, they're mushrooms. Mushrooms of all kinds. Purple, blue, electric, yellow, having been detached by the flow of the water and apparently stuffed into this passage. You'll either have to move them or press through them in order to go on.
Are they giant and green? Because I've been taught to fear those by Baldur's Gate.
I'm certain at least one within this patch is it's a multifarious expression of flora here. Many different species represented.
I'm going to approach it and then try to look at them to, well, I guess, discern which ones might be poisonous to see if we can fit through.
Yeah, go for it, Varnick. Go up and make me a nature check.
I can't add guidance, I'm still in an elemental.
With the
Natural
22, you can see before you that these mushrooms, virtually all of them, rare examples of Underdark flora. The effects of these many mushrooms would be far too great for us to recount in this moment. Yet, you see everything from Bloom Shroom to Creeping Death to Boggleheart and Orcus's Kiss. Some of these are definitively poisonous, definitively dangerous. Others, useful for their alchemical effects.
Ooh, how much Bitterbang's in there?
How much Bitterbang is in there? Let's see here. Unfortunately, within the list of examples before you, no Bitterbang, no explosive mushroom.
I would like to pick up a couple of the medicinal ones,
Mm-hmm.
by elemental form. Just kind of vacuum up a couple of them to see if there's if they're just hooked to the wall, or if I'm able to start picking them up, I can see a path through possibly.
Oh, let me see here. How long does your wild shape last now? 4 hours?
Ours.
Okay. Very good. And I assumed you'd left it because you'd been communicating using language with your party. But
I can talk as an elemental.
you can speak Orin.
Oh, I thought it uses my mental stats. I thought I could just speak.
No, you have the you're not capable of speaking when you're, say, a turtle, right? And that's not because you don't understand the language, it's because you lack the physiology to do so. You can certainly make the gentle whooshing noises of the language of air elementals, but you wouldn't be able to communicate with your party in common.
Oh, well, then in that case, Uller has the helm of comprehend languages.
Very fair. So, Uller acting as translator here. Go ahead and make me, you're proficient in herbalism, right, Varnick?
I have Outlander. Let me see. I think so.
If you're proficient with an herbalist kit, go ahead and make me a dexterity-based herbalism kit check.
Yeah. Alright, so I have a +6.
Let's see here.
So 14.
With a 14, you begin to pick out some rather useful mushrooms before you. First off, you find a small red-flared cap that you identify as a phoenix shroom. Useful in potion making, these serve as the primary alchemical reagent in potions of fire resistance. Go ahead and roll me a d6. You gather a single cap. In addition, you see another useful mushroom before you. These bronze-colored mushrooms that grow in clusters of 6, known as temple bells. You know that these are highly nootropic. When eaten, they restore a single hit point and confer resistance to necrotic damage for 10 minutes. Go ahead and roll me a d6. You are able to harvest 2 such caps. However, with a 14 on your dexterity check here, give me one moment. As you're reaching forward, you brush one of the larger mushrooms and poof, it releases a cloud of spores. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Oh, wild magic mushrooms.
Not wild magic mushrooms, worry not. In this case, you brush up against a nightcap, a dark-colored mushroom that the moment that you brush against it, spits this inky black venom in your direction. Make me a Constitution save. With a 20, you resist any effects of the poisoning or any other undue effects, yet the danger is clear. Some of these mushrooms are still potentially harmful to anyone who might wish to move through the passage. What would your party like to do?
This is kind of a strange thing. Okay. I'm immune to the poison damage and poison condition. Could I possibly just start, because this is like the path ahead getting clogged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I turn around, spell to Uller? If I tell everyone to back up, I can start pulling away, digging a hole through.
You potentially could. Is that what you want to do?
I'll try that.
Very good.
Uller,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna dig a hole. All these are poisonous in some way or another. Trying to let us get through.
I'm going to grab everyone and start pushing them back. We need to back up.
I don't back up, but definitely resist you like pushing her. Just I'll go back. Just stop that.
I'll once they pack up some distance, I'm gonna try and pick apart here and make a hole to get through.
Very good, Varnick. As you begin to sift through the fungal forest in front of you, make me a strength check.
I guess I'll ask it now. Does being large matter at all here?
No, not in this case. Composed of air as you are.
Yeah, sure.
So, with an 8, Varnick, as you begin to sort through the mushrooms before you, it is rather slow going as you attempt to carve a tunnel through it. And in the process, you encounter many fascinating examples of fungus. Let me see here. Go ahead and roll me 7d100. Super duper. Give me just a moment here.
Ooh, well, 100.
So, the first cloud of spores released into the area around you. Immediately, the fish fin mushroom, it has no effect upon you. Your hands and your natural form already webbed. With a 94, you inhale a pack of temple bells here that you had not seen growing within the passage, regaining a hit point and conferring necrotic resistance for 10 minutes. With a 7 here, go ahead and make a Constitution save.
I'm still an elemental, so
Yep,
that matters.
it doesn't.
Okay, I was letting.
With a natural 4, as you inhale, I'm sorry, what was this? This was a 7. As you inhale an Incentarium Blistrix Wizard's Bane mushroom, you immediately take 4 points of force damage However, you are conferred magic resistance for the next hour. These are good rolls so
Huh.
far. Go ahead and make me a wisdom save as you inhale a jazz cabbage.
These names are just like, I love them.
With the
Yeah, it's cabbage.
Yeah.
With the 17, you effectively resist the hallucinogenic effects of the spores as you inhale them here. For a brief moment, you feel very musical. As an air elemental, you just want to whistle, but you pull yourself back in after a moment and focus upon the task. Let's see here. On the 21, roll me a 1d6. Varnick with a 4 as you discover a Boletus arumuni. Very valuable mushroom, very rare. Ripping it to shreds within the vacuum as you consume it. Your constitution increases by 4 for the next 10 hours.
Okay, sweet.
On your 100 here, go ahead and make me a constitution save. With a 20, as you inhale a false reaper, even your own elemental body begins to feel sluggish and torporous for a moment, yet you purge yourself of the spores here before you fall under their paralytic effect, mimicking deepest sleep or death. And with a 37, as you begin to finish your pushing through here of this passage, discover hardy truffle. And as you consume it with your air elemental form, it returns you to full HP.
This was a ride.
These were really good rolls. There were some bad mushrooms on here, okay?
Hey, you know what, man? I was like, I believe in the process.
So Varnick, as you managed... Go on.
I have nothing else.
Oh, I thought Gwen was going to say something.
I was gonna say I wish we got to see an air elemental start doing like the moonwalk or something underwater because of the jazz mushroom.
The thriller stock. Varnick, you've managed to create a passage not quite large enough for your friends through here, yet you get the sense that any attempts to navigate this area, they'll have advantage on. Thin passage through the fungus, yet you know it is important to avoid touching any of these strange examples. You've pressed through to the other side. Does the rest of the party wish to follow?
Leandrin will be brave and go next.
Give me an acrobatics check at advantage.
Sure thing. There you go.
With a 23, you manage to nimbly navigate through the small passage without disturbing any of the flora. You arrive at the other side without any strange effects. Who's
I
next?
guess I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an acrobatics at advantage. An 18 is successful here as well, Gwen. A bit slower going than Leandrin, but you manage to push to the other side without disturbing any of these either. I think that leaves Uller, Adriel, and Zareth, yeah?
I will make the plunge.
Go for it. Acrobatics at advantage. 26. Very nimbly skating your way through the forest of mushrooms without any difficulties, Uller. Adriel elects to go next here. With a 7, your paladin companion is many things, but graceful is not one of them, As he tries to push his way past in his clanky dwarven plate, he scrapes up against the side of a large stalk here. As that happens, he needs to make a constitution save. With a 24, For a brief moment, as he presses past the crimson screamer, inhaling a cloud of its spores into his gills, Adriel looks toward each of you, eyes wild. For a brief moment, you do not look like his companions, but strangers, and dangerous ones at that. Yet, he pushes the hallucination aside. For a brief moment, you could see his grip upon his weapon tighten. Yet, he manages to make it to the other end of the passage without becoming the impromptu mini-boss of this session. And I think that brings us just Zareth, if you want to roll for him, Leandra.
Yep. Here goes Zareth. All right, well, I guess I gotta get this done. I can't do his voice, I'm sorry.
It's fine. A 7, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, Zareth.
Zareth also being exposed to one of the mushrooms here. Give me a second here. Very good. As he
We're
presses...
a 1 and a 100.
As he presses his way through and touches an Arachnus phalarchus, as some of its spores are inhaled by his gills here, there's a positive effect. As he does so, his body is bolstered, gains resistance to both disease and poison for the next hour.
Proud of you. Proud of you, Zareth.
Good fucking mushroom effects. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get some of the really scary ones, but as the party presses to the other side, these countless dark fungal bodies still floating behind you, you can see that there is only more to the mountain still to be seen. What now?
Can we hear what the worst kind of mushroom would have been? Or like what one of the worst would have been?
Oh god, there's so many on this list. I'll send it to you after the session, though.
Alright.
The death cloud is pretty bad, though.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad.
Well, I guess we push on, though.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. As the party begins to swim onward into the darkness, the secrets of the mountain before you, I think that we'll end our session there for the evening.
So how far do you did we get? Did we get pretty decent, or did we end up?
Oh, that would be telling.
Dang it!
It seems like, I don't know. Feels like we did them out. I mean, we had a couple pathways, 2 or 3 challenges. So
Yeah, you got through
combat.
what, 4 encounters if we count the fucking dark mantles that you guys snuck past. So pretty good progress, especially avoiding that encounter.
Oh gosh!
For 3 hours,
As someone
pretty
who
good,
just
especially when we started
experienced
late.
dark mantles, I mean, with Leandrin, it's not as big of a deal, but with how Ben random in our previous session on Monday, oh gosh, they almost killed us.
I like the huggy octopus.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen dark mantles since I ran out of the abyss like 3 years ago.
They're wonderfully creepy creatures.
That was not 3 years ago.
It was like 3 years ago. It was a while, man.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Fuck!
You're old.
No, you. Boom.
Let's see here.
But sweet. Yeah, I think we made pretty good progress considering the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys did quite well tonight. If you have any questions or comments for me, I'm happy to hear them. Otherwise, I'm going to dip out for the evening.
Alrighty, homie. Have a good one.
Night.
Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Yep, sounds good.
All done. Hello.
Hey.